I think that it's really important when, especially when we really are connecting in, uh, to understand, to also not get trapped in the mind is my enemy. That then we're kind of going in the back door to the victim, persecutor, rescuer as well. It's to understand the purpose of it, and there is a purpose with us in our bodies on Earth here. It has a function, but it's meant to be a tool. And just like how you use a tool and put it down when you don't need it anymore, that's how the mind is meant to be used. And we have become totally overrun by the toolbox and by the tools itself. And so that's where so much of that interference is constant. And when you can put it down, and that goes hand in hand with the ego as well. They're really, the same energies working together, with the mind and the ego together. And so it's important to understand their purpose. They have a time and a place, and use them when necessary. But to be able, and I love that you said the void, Judy, because that's something I teach as well, that's so important. The void is where all the magic happens. And we've been told and conditioned that we have to fill every void that exists with things and with people and experiences and social media accounts and etc. And it's just not true. It is a programming. And so when we can let that go and we can step back and we can go into that silence, all of us here are clear channels, and all of us can tell you that the most impactful happens when we have the silence. We of course can do it on the fly. We do it on the fly all the time. We have to, but when you have the void and you have this space of stillness, that's where everything can come in. And it's so important to make time for that. And sometimes we overcomplicate it. Just making time for that, especially as a busy CEO, and as you're letting go of that construct of I must stay busy and I have to do this myself, because that is a very real one. And I was very guilty of that for a very long time. It is important to unlearn. And as we relearn that, we have to take these spaces of silence and rest and to allow your genius to fully come through. And it's so important to make that space, and just to ask for that guidance, ask for that help. If you're struggling, it's the first and most basic thing I tell my students and my clients all the time is, did you ask? You have to ask. We have such sovereignty in these bodies that we always have to make it known.
Sure.
We do want this. We're ready for this. So it's important to make it clear. And that's such a simple thing that can be forgotten. So absolutely love what you said, Judy.